when we talk about law, it is about individuals, and when we talk about cases, individuals should be tried. Why do we say these people? I think there is a law. If there is a Sioux militant helping a foreigner, he should be booked. If there is a law, a particular person, even if he is a Kuki, he should be booked. I think when you say a community, that's where the problem is. Law is about individuals. State government is free to take that action. बंद कर दीजिए जितने लोग बाहर से आए हैं. But to say that every part of the Kuki community is helping them is like stereotyping. It is, as I always say, just because Metis are a majority, you cannot blame Metis for majoritarianism. अगर वो majority में हैं, doesn't mean that they are doing majoritarian politics. And if cookies are spread across the border, doesn't mean that they are inviting everyone. It is the government's job. मतलब border पे cookie थोड़ा ना खड़ा है, तो सरकारी लोग खड़े हैं, उनको रोकना है infiltration. Mr. Kipgen.
No. Actually,
yeah. In the
I'll come to you, Athouba ji. Athouba ji, I'll come to you.
In the press today, the Supreme Court clearly asked the Solicitor General to inform the Supreme Court, the Honorable Supreme Court, as to how many bodies have been identified and how many have remains to be identified when they meet again on the 7th of August. Now, here it goes to show that the Supreme Court is not aware of the numbers. They don't have the data yet. But when the Solicitor General makes these claims, to us it seems that he has the data. To us it seems that he has clearly marked out how many of these dead bodies belong to which community and from which nationality they belong to. That is a presumption. I'm saying it here that it seems that the Solicitor General, based on certain narratives, is giving some presumptions that this is the likely outcome that is going to be. And the truth will prevail when we meet on 7th of August. On 7th of August, it will be clear where he says most of them, the dead bodies belong to illegal infiltrators. So this is one part of it. And secondly, yes, 8-9 of them foreign nationals were given medical treatment in our country, India. And these persons are not in hiding. They have not been given a citizenship. They have not been issued ration cards or voter cards. What is the problem in that? That is my question. But when you take these narratives and paint the entire Kukizo population as those kind of persons who have infiltrated into India, who have got themselves Aadhaar cards, voter cards, ration cards, and become part of the Indian citizens, the nation India, and now they are fighting for a separate administration. Now this is completely false, and this is the kind of narratives that is widening the gap between the two communities. That is where me as a leader, I don't speak like that, but from the counterparts, from my friends from the valley, the leaders from the Metis community, when they say these things, you should be aware that there are many followers you have, that there are many people listening to you talk on national TV, and this is the kind of negative impact that it has on the society. So, in a way, we are kicking out all hopes of peace and reconciliation when you time and again come up with such accusations and such stereotyping.
Mr. Athouba, I just wanted to understand one thing from you. Because we've been talking about narrative. So when the Solicitor General, because it's an extremely important point that needs to be, completely understood. When he makes a claim, something like, that the foreign militants are fighting, foreign infiltrators are fighting the war. Why the government has not come forward with any data to back it? Because, if the government does that, then it changes the entire nature of conflict, the ethnic conflict which is panning out in the state of Manipur. It would help the rest of the country to get a perspective. And we would know which country is fueling or trying to cash on in the fuel of fire which is going on in the state of Manipur. Absolutely. Before I allow Mr. Athouba to answer that question, Mr. Kipgen, let us quickly play out the bite of Mallikarjun Kharge. A delegation of the entire opposition leaders met the president of the country. Let's play out that bite.
हजारों weapons आ रहे, sophisticated weapons आ रहे, कहाँ से आ रहे? वो सब प्राइवेट लोगों के पास है. और जब दो कम्युनिटी, मैती कम्युनिटी और कुकी कम्युनिटी, ये दोनों में अब जो लड़ाई चल रही है, इसको शांति के साथ रखना है, तो प्रधानमंत्री वहाँ पर विजिट करना चाहिए था. 92 दिन हुए, अब तक वहाँ नहीं गए, उसके बारे में बोले नहीं. लास्ट में एक भाषण देंगे, चले जाएंगे. तो ये बड़ी दुख की बात है.
So, Mr. Kipgen, if there is an appeal which is being made to avoid any tension in context of mass grave, आपसे मैं पूछूं, I know you are not the in charge there, उसे delay नहीं किया जा सकता? Can't that be delayed? Why is it so important to be done tomorrow?
I am not able to confirm this as yet, but the way I have heard, our leaders have spoken to those in Churachandpur that we should not take this as a final stand. That it has to be on certain date, it has to be in a certain way, because right now, if this is taking such a turn, then it would be disrespectful even for the burial, of our fallen comrades. So the word has gone, as far as I believe I know, the word has gone to, if possible, confirm that. But that's what I feel. I've heard that my leaders have discussed.
Brijesh, but coming to you, do you think that there is going to be a debate in Parliament next week and the Prime Minister is going to speak on this issue?
Well, what I've been given to understand is that on 8th, 9th, the vote of no confidence motion will, the conversation on it will begin. And on 10th, the Prime Minister is likely to reply to the vote of confidence, which has been vote of no confidence, which can be sought by the opposition party.
Mr. Athouba, you wanted to come in, for a brief time I lost you. Please, take your time.
Number one, when you say that we are blaming the entire community, that's completely wrong. We never mentioned that.
No, Mr. Athouba, I'm not saying, Mr. Athouba, I'm not saying that you are blaming the entire community. I said I, as a journalist, feel that both communities should not blame each other. I said,
nobody blamed that.
No, I did not say you are blaming. I said communities should not blame each other. Please go ahead. I'm just clarifying.
Yes, communities should not. We also don't blame the entire community. My brother Thangminlen, Kipgen, we are quite familiar to each other and we know each other very well. The only issue is there are certain.
This is such a nice thing to have said. This is such a nice thing to have said. I'm very happy that you are saying, sir. It's such a nice thing to air on this program. I've done this program for 90 days. It's such a nice thing. Thank you. Thank you for saying that, sir.
At the very first phase of this, communal violence, when it erupted, Thangminlen and we jointly worked to.
Why I'm saying you are saying the right thing. You are one of the few people. You are not using the word they for Kipgen, or Kipgen is not using the word they for you. At least you are calling each other by the first name, which is such a nice thing. You are not making the other person it. भैया बहुत बढ़िया लगा, बहुत अच्छा लगा.
Please don't be in wrong illusion. We are not enemies. Number one, we are only trying to sort out the complex issue that has been prevailing between us for quite some time. That is my first submission. Number two, when my brother Thangminlen said that bringing in of injured people from across the border and giving them treatment in the hospital inside the sovereign territory of India, there should be certain law which has to be applied accordingly. You must be aware of that. Without certain laws, you cannot do that. Without certain, orders or without certain sanctions or conditions issued by the Home Ministry or competent authority of the country, we cannot simply bring in or, smuggle in any sort of foreign nationals inside the territory and give them treatment and send them back again.